Frank fit in the picture?
Yeah, it looks great.
Hey guys, Tyler from Motion Raceworks here. Today we're going to cover everything you need to know to set up CO2 on your operator shifter. So when you purchase your shifter, you also will have an option to purchase a CO2 kit, which we sell as well. That basically comes with a CO2 bottle, regulator, a line and fitting kit, a MAC valve, and then as an option, you can also have a roll bar mounted bottle bracket. And we're just now releasing a MAC valve bracket that mounts your MAC valve directly to the passenger side or driver's side of your shifter. So I'll show you some up close details here. So this MAC valve bracket simply just sandwiches underneath whatever mounting feet or tube mount that you have on your shifter. This location makes it easy for a Turbo 400. You simply route the line to the rear of the air cylinder. And for a Powerglide application, you'll route your line to the front port on the air cylinder. So this bracket will accommodate both perfectly. So just a couple additional tips on that. When you install your MAC valve, the vent hole on the MAC valve, you want to leave that open. Your CO2 pressure, it will come in port number 1, and the outlet is port number 2 going to your air cylinder. Since we know many customers are going to be using a Holley EFI system, I'll give you a quick overview on how to set up an output to activate your air shifter. So as you can see here, we have this one set up to shift at 6,900 RPM. That will fire the air cylinder, and when it drops below 6,800 RPM, it will release the air cylinder, which on a Turbo 400 will allow the pin to pop back up and be ready to make the 2-3 shift. In addition to that, our buddy Devin from HCR in his video explaining shifter setup, he also adds a boost time, which as long as you have the setting set from single to all, that will make it so both of these need to be true in order to fire the air cylinder. His idea here was on boost time, if it's over 1.5 seconds, that would essentially lock out the shifter from shifting anything below that. And what that's going to do is it's going to prevent, say you spin out of the hole, it's going to prevent your car from immediately making the 1-2 shift and essentially being in the wrong gear for when you pedal it. You can choose to do it that way or just choose to do it the RPM only method. Either will work perfectly fine. That's really the basics for setting up your CO2. One other thing that's probably worth mentioning is the supply pressure. So we recommend an 80 PSI supply pressure. Anything over that, it will still function fine, but it could lead to excessive wear just because it's hard on components, you're adding more force to it. So try to stick to the 80 PSI if you can. And I'll give you just a quick example of this thing shifting. And if you didn't know, an easy way to test is all these MAC valves, they have a button on the top. So if you have like a pen or something pointy, you can just click it. Essentially when your car reaches, like in our example, 6,900 RPM, it'll shift. And then when it drops below 68, it'll come back off, and then it'll repeat second to third. So hopefully this gives you all the information that you need to set one of these up in your own car. And we can't wait to see you guys at the track soon.